Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about speaking task 6 in CELPIP, which is called as a difficult situation. Let us have some tips before we start with the session. The first tip is that the preparing time for this is 60 minutes. The speaking time is for 60 minutes too. You have to choose between two options and take an appropriate action. In this case, one case study will be given to you with two options. You have to look at the two options and choose one. Now, my golden tip here is that you have to break up the answer in five parts. The first part is you have to give an introduction. In the second part, you have to state your decision. Third part, you have to give your reasons. Fourth part, you have to compromise or give a solution. And in the fifth part, you have to close the topic. Be natural. That is always my forte. If you are not being natural, there's a very less chance for you to get a good score. Let's try to solve one situation. Now, I'll be marking here and I'll be telling you what exactly are the key points which we need to keep in mind. You are a teacher at high school. That means your role has been changed to a teacher. You have planned a school trip and you have collected the funds from the students. That means the funds have already been collected. But the tour agency who was supposed to provide the transportation canceled the transportation. And you are forced to find another tour agency. However, the cost is now significantly higher because of the last minute booking. So now you have two options, either this or this. Explain the parents of the students that they will need to pay more for the trip, or explain the students that you have to cancel the trip. So we have two options. One is pay more, and the second option is to cancel. Now, which one you choose, you have to justify that. So let us see how do we do it. Now the structure is going to be, we have to speak introduction, state our decision, describe your reasons, compromise a solution, and close the topic. So let us start with the first thing, introduction. So we can start by saying, hi, you have to paraphrase the situation. I'd like to discuss what you had told me. I'm afraid that I do not have good news for you. I have been thinking long and hard about. I know that you had asked me about something. I have been thinking about what you had asked me. Now, a lot of situations can be there, and depending on the situation, you are going to give your answer. Your introduction will start as per that only. Now, if it's an informal thing, you have to start with hi. If it's a formal thing, you can start with any of these. You have to think what is the situation and appropriately create a introduction. So now let me show you one example. Good morning, everyone. I would like to talk about the upcoming trip of our students. I'm afraid that I do not have good news. So now this is the introductory part of a school teacher. Like I am going to behave like a school teacher. This is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to give my opinion. I have not so good news for you. This may not be something you want to hear. I'm sorry to be bearer of the bad news. You may be disappointed to hear this. I think I have no other choice. I may sound a bit rude to you, but so you can choose to speak any of them to convey a decision which is yours, but which is controversial. So now let us see. Unfortunately, we have to shell out an additional $50 for the trip to make this trip viable. I would like to share the reasons for the same. In the third section, we have to give reasons now. So now, again, depending if it's a formal thing or informal thing, we can choose any of the lines. Before you get mad at me, please listen to my reasons. I have a couple of reasons. Let me explain the reasons. There are multiple reasons for my decision. So you can speak any of them depending on the situation. Now, if you look at the construct, it will be like this. As you all know, the cost of rebooking from another tour operator is higher. Our previous travel agency cancelled our booking suddenly, and we are being forced to move to another operator. As you all know that the last minute bookings are more expensive, so the new operator is charging us a premium. Despite this all, I would still want our students to go on the trip as the experience would be invaluable to learn outside the school environment. I am basing my opinion on the feedback that we got from our students last year. They learned a lot, and this gives us a reason for not canceling the trip. That means you have to pay extra in case you want to go. So let us see the fourth thing. In fourth, we have to reach a compromise. I would have certainly helped you, but I'm trying my level best to reach an agreement, but we will try to get the best deal. We will try. We are not sure that we'll do it. We will try. We would be trying for her. Out of these four things, we can use any of them to give a compromising situation. So let us make one example of this. I would be trying to get compensation from the previous tour operator for the difference of cost. We cannot be sure about it. Now let's close this. I thought this would be over and over. This wasn't any easy decision, but this is the best I could think. I know this is not easy, but I hope you would understand. I know this is not what you wanted to hear. I understand that I'm asking you something difficult. So any of them we can use for closing. Let us try with one example. This is not what you all wanted to hear, but this is the best we can get. I hope you all understand the situation. So this is the way we end our closing. Now I have colored all the five categories and I'm going to speak it out. Again, my tip would be as natural as possible. There should be ups and downs in your speech. There should be intonation, harmony, all the things are going to be there. They will happen only if you're natural, but if you're artificial, it will not happen. Let us start talking about it. Good morning, everyone. I would like to talk about the upcoming trip of our students. I am afraid that I do not have good news. Unfortunately, we have to shell out an additional $50 for the trip to make this trip viable. I would like to share the reasons for the same. As you all know, the cost of rebooking from one operator to another is higher. Our previous travel agency cancelled our booking suddenly, and we are being forced to move to another operator. As you all know, that the last minute bookings are more expensive, so the new operator is charging us a premium. Despite this all, I would still want our students to go on the trip as the experience would be invaluable to learn outside the school environment. I am basing my opinion on the feedback that we got from our students last year. They learned a lot, and this gives us a reason for not canceling the trip. I would be trying to get compensation from the previous tour operator for the difference of cost, but we cannot be sure about. This is not what you all wanted to hear, but this is the best we can get. I hope you all understand the situation. Now, always remember one thing. Prepare for a little more than 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds, maybe 120 seconds. Because when you are sitting in front of the computer in the real exam, obviously the things are not going to be same. You are going to forget something and the length will automatically be reduced to 60. Thank you so much. We come to the end of the session here. I hope you learned a lot. Thank you.